Hello, and thank you for joining us for our virtual workshop. I'm sure that many of you have received a suggested schedule for your student to follow, if not from a teacher, then probably through social media or friends. Today, we will provide tips on following a schedule and provide some ideas that might help you and your student have a productive day. My name is Monique Ingram, and I'm the District Elementary Counselor Coordinator. I'm joined by Ted Okasinski, who is one of the Dana Middle School counselors. Megan Engie is another middle school counselor, and Julie Walker is the elementary school health clinician. We make up the district's care team, which stands for Counseling and Access to Resources in Education.
Introducing Wiseburn Community Connection Virtual Workshops. Hi, parents and Wiseburn families. As Monique mentioned, my name is Ted Okasinski, and I am a counselor at Dana Middle School. I hope that you are all staying safe and healthy during this transition. This is the first of a series of workshops that Wiseburn counselors will be providing while we are on leave from our schools.
Having your children at home creates an opportunity for learning, building family relationships, and of course, safety. Having your students home has great potential to be a lot of fun. However, it can also be very challenging to help students transition from being at school every day to being at home. If it weren't challenging enough already to help students get homework done every day, it may feel impossible to figure out how to help them get a day's worth of schoolwork done. Not to mention your own adult responsibilities that you now may have to juggle while having your students home.
So the next few slides will be about creating a daily schedule for your students. We are aware that each family is going to be bound by the constraints of work, space, childcare, etc. We aim to offer a few recommendations for you to follow. However, if you are unable to follow them all with fidelity, the big takeaway is to promote some kind of structure and schedule with your students aimed at providing balance, just like we would at our school sites. Please be creative with your schedule. Make it work with the dynamic of your household. This first slide is a sample schedule that I have seen floating around. It offers roughly 2.5 hours of academic time built into the day, as well as creative time, free time, exercise, etc. This is a great option or target for elementary students or middle school students who are unable to follow our bell schedule, which is coming up on the next slide. So the schedule on the right of the slide is the Dana Middle School bell schedule. For a variety of reasons, our Dana school staff recommends that students follow this schedule at home. For example, if a student has period 1 social studies, he or she should dedicate their mornings on Monday from 8:41 to 9:22, and on Wednesday and Friday from 8:41 to 10:06 to working on social studies assignments and or material. If you don't already know it, please ask your student for his or her schedule so that you can monitor. I know that teachers have been working hard to adjust curriculum during this transition. They are assigning work either through Canvas or other means. If possible, this is the ideal schedule to support your middle school student.
You've been asked to make a big transition as students are home from school. Here are 9 tips to help make this time a little smoother. First, take it easy on yourself. Some parents may have the time, resources, and personality to throw themselves into intense homeschooling overnight, but it's not realistic for most people. Try to avoid social comparison and do what you can. Set goals and build up to your ideal day or schedule. Remember that you are modeling for your students that you do not have to be perfect. Next, let them get bored. Many students are used to always having something to do. Being bored can help foster creativity and imagination. Lean into reading. Mix different strategies like reading to each other, downloading online books, and listening to books read virtually. Allow your student to select their book because their level of interest is sometimes more important than the reading level. It's okay to hate math. Unless you love exploring math with your student, give yourself a break here. Many parents are unfamiliar with the way math is taught now. The good news is there are a lot of online resources to help. Check with your student's teacher if you are unfamiliar with these resources. For younger students, flashcards can be helpful. You can even make your own. Don't forget home economics. This is the perfect time for a student to learn key life skills like cleaning, cooking, and caring for a pet. You can teach teens about financial literacy by including them in things like online banking and bill paying and budgeting. Give them choices. Some students have structured schedules, but where there's room for a choice or variation, this is a great opportunity to help kids learn about their own learning and thinking process. Be intentional with screen time. Separating screen time for school versus screen time for leisure can be helpful. For example, maybe screen time for school occurs on a computer at a desk, while screen time for leisure can be watching TV or spending time on a cell phone. Have a conversation about reasonable expectations for screen time. Go old school. This is a perfect chance to create opportunities for low-key activities. Let them get their hands dirty with an art project or have them write a written letter. Create a scavenger hunt around the house. Check our counseling folder for more ideas about activities to do indoors. And finally, model self-care. This is an anxiety-provoking time, so taking care of ourselves is important, whether that means taking a moment to enjoy your favorite snack, go for a walk, or communicating with a mental health clinician. Be sure to verbalize to your students when you are taking care of yourself so that they will begin to do the same. For example, you could say something like, I really love taking baths, so I'm going to relax in the tub because it's been a really hard day. This moment gives us the opportunity to help our students name and process lots of difficult feelings. By acknowledging their worries and fears, we're showing them the power of feeling heard and valued.
Also, parents would be remiss to underestimate the value of exercise, not only for physical well-being, but mental health as well. Wiseburn PE teachers have been updating their website with WODs, or workouts of the day. They post 3 workouts per week as students in the middle school would normally receive. Once again, middle school students should aim to complete these workouts during their designated PE time. Also, these are great activities for not only students of all ages to complete, but families as well. Feel free to join your students during their workouts. As you can see on the slide, the website is wiseburnCrossfit.org. Moving on to reading. As Monique mentioned, it's important to lean into reading during this time. Regardless of the schedule that you are following, reading time should be built into the structure of the day. For the middle school students, please read during POD or English class if no alternative assignments are being provided by your teachers. Regardless, please follow the daily recommended reading by your teachers. If you are short on books, the LA County Library website offers a great resource for downloading them. If students don't already have a library card, they can easily still access these books by following the link shown on the slide. And just to reiterate, we are all aware that there will be home dynamics that may limit your ability to follow recommended schedules precisely. The important takeaway is that structure and schedules are helpful to keep students not only engaged academically, but to provide opportunity for mental, physical, and emotional support as well. This can be helpful in reducing not only their stress, but yours too. Also, if you are looking for further support in balancing your work schedule with your students, feel free to check out our WUSD Counselor Resource folder accessible on the various school site websites.
This is the first of many workshops that will be presented. We look forward to providing you with more information on different topics like coping with anxiety, activities to do with students, self-care ideas and tips, and staying connected. So please continue to check the websites for updates and to provide us with feedback or questions.